Yeah, August 2011 rolls around, and you made the move to Sheffield Wednesday, signing a 3-year deal then.
Yeah.
How about that move come about?
They were trying to sign me the season before, actually. For some silly reason, I just said I'll stay put in Bristol for now. We played them, I think, our last home game when we got relegated was actually against them. I think I played well. Obviously, Gary Megson was in charge of Chef at the time, and they hadn't actually had the greatest season themselves. I think they didn't even get in the playoffs. I think they were around mid-table. So he obviously thought it was time to strengthen again for them in the summer. I went back to pre-season at Rovers, played all pre-season. I think I was on the bench for the first game. So I kind of thought something maybe is going on behind the scenes now to get me out. And I think it was after the first game, my agent rang me and said that, listen, he basically just told me, pack a little bag, we're going to Chef. He didn't even give me the option. And I literally finished training, got in the car, went up there and got it done. So best decision I ever made, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, huge club, Sheffield Wednesday, great fan base. Great season for yourself as well, winning promotion that year, second place finish in League One. When you look at these promotion winning seasons, there's always a turning point or always a moment where both fans and players can look at it and say, that was the moment where we had real belief, this team could be special. When did you come to that realization that year?
I'm not too sure. We didn't have the greatest start either, and it was obviously it was completely different for me going up there and playing, like you say, in front of 25, 30,000 every week. And obviously Sheffield Wednesday fans are used to watching Premier League football, and they've got a team in League One with a lot of players that they probably don't even never heard of before. So it was constant pressure, and we didn't have the best of starts. But I just think the manager, Gary Megson, at the time, he just built a squad that obviously needed to gel. And I can't not for the life of me remember the exact game when we did, but we just started ticking over probably nearer to Christmas time, and after that we just couldn't stop winning, and we kind of just built up a winning mentality. And we obviously had, there was Charlton who were top, who were pretty much the team that were top all year, and then it was between kind of us, Sheffield United and Huddersfield at the time. And we just got a winning consistency, and we set on a charge, and the aim was to catch Sheffield United. They were, I think, at 1 point 9 points clear of us in second, and we just didn't look like catching them. But I think it was the game before the last one of the season, we nicked a win at Brentford, and then I think they were playing Stevenage, who were actually in the playoffs and doing really well that year. And we were watching on the bus, and I think they only got a draw. So it literally meant if we won the last game of the season, we nick into second, and we had Wickham, who were already relegated. So it was literally in our own hands, and we cruised past them on the last game, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, the fact is that you finished top of the assist chart that season.
Yeah.
But you had some big players in that dressing room as well. You had like obviously Gary Medine, current Plymouth manager like Ryan Lowe.
Yeah.
You had Clinton Morrison. You had David Prutton. You can keep going, can't you? Mikel Antonio. Like you could keep going. Do you think that was? I know you mentioned obviously names that aren't well known, but you look back on that squad and you think, well, there's no surprise they went and got promoted because they were all leaders in their own right, weren't they?
I think that was it. Yeah, like on paper, you look, we had the best team probably in the league, and I think if, like you say, when Mikel came in and Ben Marshall as well was another one, we just had the best. I think if we'd have had that team from the start of the season, we probably would have finished top. But Charlton were good that year, and like you say, if you were to put that team into League One now, it would be 20 points clear without a doubt by the end of the season. So there was no excuse for us not to go up. and we just had to make sure that we, as players, stepped out onto that pitch and consistently did it. And that is one thing, we were consistent. It was, the starting 11 didn't often change, and yeah, it was nice for me. It was easy at times, just sat in midfield playing for a team with all those players around me.
Any great stories from that year? Any stories that you can share?
We had a good year. It was good. We had a good social unit. We had it was just a good dressing room, good people, and we'd often go out on a Tuesday after training, and most weekends we'd be out enjoying ourselves. It was obviously, everyone was a little bit younger then, no kids and stuff, all of that sort of thing. So I think that helped as well. Monday morning we'd be getting in, there'd be loads of stories, and the gaffer would get involved. He loved it. Megson loved it. Hearing all the stories on a Monday, and he always helped because he was old school, but he was always ready to have a laugh, and he was a good man manager as well. And obviously, when you've got quite a lot of characters in a team like that, you manage them right, you're going to get the best out of them, and that's literally what he did. We had a good time, we had a good laugh, and I think, like I say, that helped us massively. And after we got promoted, we all had a good summer as well.
Yeah, the start of the following season, Chris, you picked up a groin injury and you was out for 3 months. How frustrating was that you weren't able to carry on such a good season?
Yeah, it was really frustrating at the time, because I had a hell of a pre-season. I was feeling fit. Obviously, we were ready to go into the championship. I was probably, 25, 26 at that point. So I was kind of at that good age, and there was a lot of attracting attention from some lower down Premier League clubs, and I was probably close to signing a new deal at Sheffield Wednesday as well, which would have probably at the time been life-changing money. So I got injured, and yeah, it was a bad one as well. I just could not get fit. It was it's always tough being injured, and obviously I was living up there on my own, so it was tough being injured, not playing, living in Sheffield.
Yeah,
obviously the nightlife's quite good up there, so it was. I used to enjoy a little night out, so it was tough. And even when I came back, I probably rushed it, and I just couldn't get fit and couldn't. I was probably fit enough, but because it was my groin on my right foot as well, right leg, I just couldn't strike a ball properly. And I was thinking, I'm not sure what's going on here. And I was playing reserve games, and it was getting sore again, and didn't really know where to sort of go for it. And I think I didn't help myself, because I just kind of made myself available for selection. And obviously you're playing championship football, probably 60% fit. We were struggling that year as well. So I think Dave Jones sort of when I came back for the pre-season after, I think that was obviously after I'd been to MK Dons. I think he was probably looking at changing things around, but obviously I did go to MK Dons just primarily just to try and get fit, but even there it still didn't feel right. And I enjoyed my time there, to be fair, but that was a disappointing one, because we had such a good team there, and I look back at that now and think we should have got a promotion there. So but obviously I was ending my spell there and wanted to go back to Sheff and have a good pre-season, which I did, and I felt fit then, but obviously for some reason he was trying to get me out, and that was when I went to Port Vale then.